Well, hey, what's the crack? Big Scott here. And of course, my little Scouse brethren, Oscar, there with the live lineups. Oscar, how you feeling now that you've seen the lineup?
Buzzing, absolutely buzzing with that lineup. We're going to go through it in 1 second, guys. But yes, I wasn't expecting it. I'll be honest. I wasn't expecting certain changes that have been made. But I am buzzing with that lineup. For me, that's our most on-form team. Mate, I'm buzzing. I'm buzzing with that lineup. To be fair, look, tough game still this, but we'll see. We'll see.
I have no idea what to make of it. But if you haven't seen the lineup yet, here it is.
Look at that graphic.
Here,
look at that graphic.
You're going to need to move over a wee bit, mate. Move your head. Other way. There we go. Now we can see your wee head.
Look at that graphic, man.
Do you like that there? Professional as flip. Right.
But just a couple of things.
This?
Yes.
What is
that to
that
start off with. Hang on. Let me try and do the same thing. I can't do it. Yeah. Anyway, you can see what we're pointing to.
Yeah,
is it Pascal Struijk at left back or is it Pascal Struijk at centre back? What do you think, mate? Do you think it could be a back three?
That has to be a back three.
Harrison left wing back?
Yeah, 100%. Same with Dallas. I think, see really what way that's going to be. I think you're going to see it'll be James and Rafa just behind Rodrigo, and the three of them will kind of be like this attacking diamond, and they'll just constantly switch it around. Yeah. As you said, Harrison and Dallas are going to be those wing backs. Forshaw and Phillips, two defensive mids. I think a lot of us said beforehand about would love to see Forshaw starting. I think we're going to see something there between Phillips and Forshaw that we haven't seen before. I think we're going to see something really pleasant. I think it's a really, really good attempt at reducing what the likes of Madison and Forshaw can do, you know. Or not Forshaw, Vardy. Sorry, my head's away. But that is an unexpected and surprisingly impressive lineup.
Well, I think it's a 3-4-3. So I think it's going to be Llorente, Cooper, Struijk across the middle, like the three centre backs. Then I think it'll be Stuart Dallas pushing up a little bit further up here. Obviously, you got him there. He's going to push up a little bit. Harrison probably drops down a little bit. And then Phillips and Forshaw, I think, will just be as a two. And then it'll be Raf, Rodrigo, James. I do think that'll be the system we go with. And I think it's nice and secure out off the ball. Gives us good options on the ball as well. And I just think, as you said about Madison, Vardy, players like that, we can cope with them a little bit better. So, it's a very interesting, very, very interesting system. Again, it might be totally different to that. It might well be a 4-2-3-1 like we've got listed out there. It might be Jack Harrison up top. We don't know yet. But guys, keep smashing that like button, by the way. Keep the comments coming in. We will go through the Leicester lineup in a second. But yeah, mate, I think that's just...
I'll let you get the Leicester one. I haven't seen it yet, but I think this is what Oscar's trying to say would be looking like.
Look at that change. Look at this. We've got an absolute genius at hand here. It's magic. I think there's a good chance that's going to be what we're adjusting to.
Yeah, I think you're dead on with that. I think that's exactly what it's going to be. Even when you look at the position of that, everyone is kind of in a triangular position. You look at Phillips, Struijk, Cooper, Forshaw, Llorente, Forshaw, Dallas, Llorente, Harrison, Phillips, Struijk, and even the attackers. Everyone is in a position where they can cover each other.
All triangles, aren't we?
Yeah, all triangles, aren't we? No 4-4-2 this week, mate.
I know, disappointing a little bit, but I'll take that system, mate. I'll take that system all day long. A couple of comments coming in. Sky apparently saying Dan James up front, but I can't see that, to be totally honest there, Michael, mate. No. And just to say, Michael, of course, being a member of the channel, members, we will be going live after the game at 4:30. We're going to do our members post-match. So if you are a member, we'll put the link in the community page about 4 o'clock after the game. Then about half an hour after the game, myself and Scott will be hosting the live phone-in or the live members chat, whatever you want to call it. Your chance to join in after the game. But interesting team, mate.
Alan Brazil. We promise there is no Alan Brazil on this phone-in.
There's not. But I tell you what, if we lose the game though, I might be drinking as much as Alan Brazil afterwards. I think.
Yeah, I'm on the Coke for now, and I'm not talking about the Scouse Coke. I'm talking about the LUFC Santa Coke.
That's unnecessary. That, if you ask me, that's unnecessary. That's I don't get on board with that, mate. And yeah, I agree with that. You know, I mean, you're having to go at me, mate. That beard, it's getting out of control, man.
Man, it's May season. It's the festive season. Santa got to go to work soon. This beard's going to get bigger and wider. Just saying. Pallet, behave yourself. You're on the naughty list.
That's just Scott's excuse for breaking into other people's houses. He tries to say he's Santa, but really, you know, he's just breaking into the house. He's not.
I'm going to leave a little box for you, but I'm going to take your TV. That sounds like a Scouse Santa. But look, Rodrigo, 2 goals in his last 2 league games. And when you look at the form table and stuff, and something that I picked up on during the week, which, you know, it wasn't as, it hasn't been, a word to describe me lately hasn't been positive. But the past few days, I've looked at who we've actually lost to, where we dropped points, and see, really, despite being down at that bottom end of the table, it actually hasn't been a horrible, dreadful start to the season. It really hasn't, because everyone seems to be on the same wavelength, and we have had massive important injuries. Rodrigo, 2 goals in his last 2 games. You know, do you see this being a continuation of Rodrigo's newfound goal-scoring form?
Yeah, I'm hoping so, mate. I like the idea of that front three. You know, James, Rafinha, Rodrigo. They're all comfortable filling in for each other. You know, Rodrigo can go out wide if he needs to. Rafinha can go through the middle. James can go through the middle. James and Rafinha can swap sides. There's so much fluidity about that front three. And to be fair, it's probably the most fluid front three I think we can play at this moment in time. I love Bamford. I love Harrison. But I don't think you get that same degree of fluidity because I don't think they can naturally go into different positions. And you can't put Bamford out on the right wing for like 5 minutes or so, like you could Rodrigo. No. You can't swap people around. But that's not a criticism. That's just that's a fact, really. So it gives us a different strength. That's definitely the case. I think James and Rafinha can press from the front. They can support Rodrigo just in front. And we've got a decent pressing unit there. Forshaw, Phillips, nice and secure off the ball, nice and secure on the ball. Dallas and Harrison, we know, will give you work rate all day long, up and down the pitch. So, yeah, and I think this is a good point as well. Rodrigo's buzzing at the minute. He's back in the Spain squad. There's a good chance he might even start for Spain because they've had a couple of injuries in the last week or so. So, he's going to be absolutely...
They haven't played with a striker in how long now? They haven't been playing with an out-and-out striker. Spain.
Yeah, exactly. And there's a good chance. I think he's pretty much the only striker in the squad. So there's a good chance he might get a chance to play. He is Spain's former number 9 at the end of the day. Again, number 9. But let's just have a quick look at the bench as well, mate. Before we go on to Leicester's team, so the bench is a young bench. That's a needless to say, really. So it's Klaassen, Cresswell, Dramé, Hjelde, Somerville, McKinstry, Click, Bates, Roberts. So, young bench, Click and Roberts can potentially come on in the game. I'm sure you'd be buzzing with that, Scott, at this moment in time. And I know how big a fan you are of both players at the moment.
Well, in fairness, that last game when Roberts came on as a sub, he actually done all right. Was it the Wolves game? The last time I seen him come on as a sub, he actually didn't do anything wrong, and he had a bit more confidence about him. So I think what we've all been saying for a while is that it's not so much drop Roberts and things like that. It's taking him out of that spotlight where he was getting the blame of the entire team playing bad, because one player can't be blamed for the whole team playing bad. Do you know what I mean? But I think he showed a bit of promise in that one. He's not a game changer, and that's a given. That's a fact. But could he be a set of fresh legs near the end of the game if it's a draw? You know, who comes on to change the game? Him or Gelhardt? I'm going Gelhardt. But chances are about the 65th minute, Roberts is coming on for Forshaw. Call it now.
Yeah, Forshaw's not playing at 90 here. That's my hot take as well. Adam Forshaw will not play a full 90 here, but it's all about what he does in that first hour, 70 minutes, and hopefully, he just gets through the game. That's the main thing. He plays like he did against Arsenal a few weeks ago, and I agree with this. I mean, obviously, Tashin Reckner says that our man John, though, hopefully will be joining us after the game.
Big John,
Tyler,
Big John.
I know, big up, John. Tyler, I think obviously defensively, if we're winning the game, it's not the worst sub in the world because he will press from the front, unlike Rodrigo. So that's an interesting point that of John, definitely. I definitely agree with this. It is an attacking lineup, even if it is like a back three, back five, it's still an attacking lineup. You've got Harrison up and down the pitch, James, Rafinha, Rodrigo, Harrison on the pitch at the same time. So it's interesting, and let's hope James can get himself that first goal of the season. So I'm just going to go to the Leicester City team. In fact, I'll just repeat one more time. I'll just repeat the bench today. A couple of people asking about the bench. Joffrey isn't on the bench. Joffrey 𝐘𝐎𝐔𝐑 is not on the bench. It's Klaassen, Cresswell, Dramé, Hjelde, Somerville, McKinstry, Klich, Bates, Roberts. That is our 9-man bench today. So let's have a quick look at the Leicester City team.
I'm just getting the wee graphic up for us now.
Scotty's got another graphic on the go. I wasn't expecting this.
What? I'm just trying to resize it and stuff here.
I'll wait for Scotty. Get your comments in, guys. Whilst I'm waiting for Scott to do his magic, I'm just going to let's have some comments in. So annoying about Joffrey, says Sophie Taylor. I'm surprised about that. Joffrey not on the bench.
Yeah,
it's a surprising one, in all honesty.
I think for us fans, it's more disappointing. But like Bielsa seems to be confident in what Joffrey can do. Whenever you see him talking in the post-match and the pre-matches, he's not going to throw him in. He's not just going to start him because we want to see him start. And I think that's good because you start a young kid. Yes, he's 19. That's a lot of pressure to put on a young kid. But here is the Leicester lineup.
Let's have a look at it. So
look at that wee smirk. You loving that there, all those graphics.
I know, I'm loving it. Schmeichel in goal by the looks of things. It actually looks like a back four.
All right. I'll never forget that chant about Schmeichel. But that's a strong team. But how many of them played the other night, Oscar?
I don't know off the top of my head. I'm not a Leicester fan, mate. But it looks like a back four. Yeah. So I think probably about 6 or 7. I think there's certainly. I know Vardy didn't play, Barnes didn't play, but I think quite a lot of them did. To be fair, so it actually looks like a 4-3-3 in all honesty. So Kasper Schmeichel in goal, Ricardo Pereira right back, Johnny Evans, Soyuncu keep their place in the team by the looks of things. Castagne at left back. So I think that whole back five played together against Moscow in the week. So Ndidi holding, and he's come back into the team from a long-term injury. Tielemans, Zoumare, as kind of like 2 number 8s in front of him, so like a 4-3-3 kind of system. The 2 high 8s kind of thing, just playing behind the front 3. And it looks like then Ademola Lookman on the right, Harvey Barnes on the left, and Jamie Vardy through the middle and up top. So it looks a strong team, that, mate, it's in honesty. I know whatever team Leicester were going to put out was going to have a lot of quality to it, but that midfield looks strong. Ndidi, Zoumare, and obviously Yuri Tielemans, who's caused us problems in the past. What are your thoughts to that team, mate?
It's the one name that I keep looking at there it's strong, but the one name that I keep looking at is Zoumare. Another player that we were linked with heavily for the past 2 transfer windows.
Phil still cries himself to sleep about that.
We have played against 3 teams so far this season that featured players that we were heavily linked with. Not just, they might be coming. There was serious, genuine interest. At one point, I think Phil Hay was even talking about Zoumare. Cornet, who's at Burnley now. And, of course, our alleged left back that was pretty much done deal. Your man that's at Southampton now, his name eludes me.
Roman
Perraud, that's the one. The one that literally, as soon as we heard, everybody signed him in their FIFA team. But I think Zoumare could show today why we were looking at him. I think he could cause some problems. We all know what Harvey Barnes is capable of. We know what Vardy's capable of. We all know Ndidi and Tielemans are trouble. And Sörensen can be a dirty get. We'll leave it at that. He can be a dirty get. He's the kind of defender that used to play.
He's got a mistake in him, Sörensen. He's got a definite mistake in him.
He does. He's got a potential red card in him. You know, he is a physical big defender. But when I'm looking at those defenders of Leicester, I don't see any of them having any pace that can handle those three in that main attacking role for us today.
It's a slow back line, that. John Evans to Sörensen. If ever there was a game to play maybe Rodrigo over Bamford, today probably is it, really, in terms of obviously Dan James will make anyone look silly in a foot race. And I think hit them with speed. I mean in terms of running, by the way, not the other type of speed. Just to really clarify that. It was just the way I said it. I thought, oh, that probably did sound a bit like that, but you know what I meant. I hope, guys. But yeah, that's it. Just pace, speed, directness is how we need to go today. So yeah, just try and get them in foot races, and we win those battles for me.
Well, that's it. I think if Brendan Rodgers is smart, he is going to be playing a high defensive line, and he's going to be really utilising the offside trap. We see how easy Rafinha and James can be caught offside because of their speed. You know, a lot of the times what I've been picking up on is...
Shouldn't it work the other way, though? Like, in terms of if they're that fast, they can time the run a bit later.
But the problem that we're having is when you look at the deliveries that have been coming from Harrison or even on occasion Phillips, the ball is going out too late.
Yeah.
And at that point, they're already away and they're caught offside. And let's be honest, if we are literally a toenail offside, everywhere's making it look like we're offside a mile. You know, so I think that could be trouble. And it'll come down to that decision of the final ball delivery for us today. I think that lineup, if you've just joined us and you haven't seen it, this is the lineup that we are going with today. And I'm using Oscar's formation. But I think we can pretty much both agree, Oscar, that is a serious lineup.
Well, having said that, not to complicate things further, but looks like
you want me to do another formation?
No. Don't. Have you still got the old one up?
No, I'll get it now. Crying out loud. See if you want me to do a 4-4-2.
The look of disgust when I said that. No, but that's a real. You'll get the right telling off as soon as we go off live here. You get the smack as soon as we come off there.
Until Oscar came along and wanted some of this here going on, but this is what I had.
Brendan Rodgers has changed his system to one up top, so I think that might be what we go with now.
Yeah, but Brendan Rodgers is clearly, he's made it clear in the past few days that he is an admirer and you would argue maybe a disciple of Bielsa. And I thought it was. I think if any Leeds fan says they hate Leicester, they're a liar. I think we all would love to be in Leicester's position. Leicester haven't had a stronger start to the season that they should be having, really. But no one's had like an absolutely flying start. Even Man City, top of the table, have had a couple of weird results. And Chelsea being held to a draw by Burnley yesterday. What's a crack, Tim? It's just weird.
Exactly.
The league this year is weird. You're one win away from being in a European discussion, and you're one loss away from being in that discussion of relegation battle. It's really, really tight. I think today could go either way.
Yeah,
I think we put out a really good squad, you know, and I fancy our chances today. I do. I think we could walk away with a win if the right mentality's there.
Yeah, I agree, to be fair. I mean, I was arguing with Phil yesterday because I do tend to argue with Phil quite a lot. Would you settle for a draw in this?
No.
Yeah, I love that, Scott. See,
right, look, we've had enough draws. Now, would I be happy not to lose against Leicester, who I think they'll be up there in the top 5 again? Would I be happy with a draw? depends on the performance. It really depends on the performance. If they are absolutely demolishing us and we're lucky not to be getting hammered, damn right, I'll take a draw.
Oh yeah,
but if it's an even game, if it's an even game or we even have a slight edge over them, I'd feel like it's 2 points dropped. We beat them last year. There's no reason why we can't do it now. It's the same team, minus, well, Dan James is there now. You know, Forshaw is back with essentially 2 new signings on the pitch.
Yeah, no, exactly. Forshaw, especially. I mean, we've hardly seen him. But just to confirm, Craig, there will be a watch along today. There will be a watch along, and there will be with Big Scott there. Big Scott, is it first watch along, mate?
This is the first one that I've actually done.
You'll smash it. Because one thing Scott is a passionate man. He's a passionate man.
I'm as passionate as...
He's a passionate alpha male, is Scott.
I'm a smooth operator.
That's the one thing you think of when you look at Scott. You think smooth operator.
Yeah, that's it. Because it is smooth. It's really soft and fluffy. Do you want to touch it?
It does look very fluffy today, to be fair.
It is.
Anyway, let's we'll stop eyeing up Scott's beard. Anyway, so
here, that comment there. Seen someone saying about didn't Leicester beat Scum? Let's be honest. At the minute, everyone's beating Scum. I've seen the comment there. I don't know where it's going now, but yeah, there it is. Temp name. Hi, temp name. Everyone's been beating Scum. We're not here to talk about Scum. Just throwing it out there. Liverpool knocked 5 past them, and they only managed to put 3 past us. Look, this season, every single team in this league this season is beatable. Even us, even Man City. It's just weird. You couldn't predict it. I think with last year, so many new players into the league, not used to playing in front of fans, weird injuries, the having to isolate and things like that there. I think that maybe changed how last season could have went with fans in the stadium for a lot of teams. This season, I think we're going to see a more realistic thing of what would have happened last year. Thankfully now, everyone's found Brentford out, it seems, as well now. Or at least, no, are Brentford still high flying?
Well, we can go above them technically today. But Scott, I guess we'll leave it there, mate. Make sure you stay tuned, guys. We will have the watch along coming out. Smash that subscribe button. It means the absolute world to us if you can. Hit the like button. And so watch along coming up now. Straight after the game, myself and Scott will be filming our post-match reaction. And then half an hour after the game, we'll be back live on the channel. Members, your chance to join us after the game to have your say on the match. The link will be in the community page after full time. So guys, stay tuned. Plenty of content coming out after this game where we're going to get that 3rd win of the season, aren't we, Scott?
We are. I hope. What are you saying? What are you going for a score? Predict a score right now.
We'll finish with prediction 2-1 Leeds.
2-1. I've been saying it all week. I can see it being an absolute basketball game. 4-3.
4-3?
4-3. Going with it. Leicester's too good.
Go for it.
For us not to concede. If we don't concede, that'll be amazing. But yeah, make sure if you're not a member, we have reduced the price. It's only $1.99 a month. That's it. There's loads and loads of perks for it. You can even win tickets. But the main thing, which I think is great, is that you can actually feature on the channel in the post-match debate. So if you're not a member, just make sure you look into it and subscribe. And I'll see you back here at about 10-2. Just ignore what Facebook says. Facebook says 10-3, but it's 10-2. I'll see you then.
See you later, guys.